Hello, this is Stampy Longnose, and welcome to my last maze of this series of looking at my mazes I've built in Halo. And this is the first one in Halo Reach, and everything looks just that bit nicer now. There is one more maze, which is a co-op maze, which I'll hopefully be releasing after this one. Apart from that, this is the final one, so let's get going. You start off here in a big tunnel, well, an upward tunnel, kind of inside a tower, probably would make more sense. And this kind of kept changing what this puzzle was. This was made as soon as Halo Reach came out. I think I made this puzzle within this maze within the first 2 or 3 weeks of the game coming out. So I was just trying to use as many Halo Reach new additions as possible. So I obviously had to start off with the jetpack. And so yeah, you've got to shoot down that dice. A brilliant new addition to Halo Reach, the dices. And you've got to jump up onto it. And you're basically trying to jetpack up onto that radio antenna there. And I'm not very good at jetpacking because I use bumper jumper controls, so X is jetpack for me, which is kind of difficult, but it's fine, I can do it. Originally, the whole idea of this area was that you were trying to commit suicide, so you're trying to get up as high as you can, you'd go up to this antenna, go up to the top, fall down and commit suicide and spawn somewhere else. But I eventually changed that because I wanted it to make it so you couldn't die for later puzzles. So I ended up changing it, and it is as it is now. So we're now standing on top of where the dice came out from. And there's a light up there, which is the only way to go. And if you go on the light, you can see there's a turret. That might seem a bit difficult and obscure, but once you get to there is literally nowhere else for you to go. So they're going to naturally go towards the light anyway. And that takes you into another little secret room outside the top of the tunnel. And once again, there's only one way to go, which is up in one of the new additions, the one-way shield doors. But I know, it's a death area, and so everyone's going to be here totally panicking. How do I get out? Can I go back through the floor? Is there any gun turrets? Oh my god, I'm going to have to do that whole bloody jetpack section again. And you've died. But that is actually what you're supposed to do, as you now respawn somewhere else. So I kind of had it already set up that you will spawn somewhere else, so I kept it as it is. So that's quite a good section because people are panicking because they don't know what they've got to do. And it's also good because it helps the map. That's what you've got to do. I'll show you now. I remember I did actually just play through this map to remind me of it. And I found there's a hidden dice. That's my new thing. Instead of flame grenades hidden everywhere because they're not in this game, I hide dice around. And I've done that on all my multiplayer maps as well. And yeah, I do make multiplayer maps in Halo 3 and Reach. If you are interested in seeing any of them, let me know. If not, we'll just carry on with this video. I actually saw in one of the Mythbusters that if you roll over a a trip mine thingy, then it will make the mine roll. And so I bared that in mind in this. This custom power-up makes you run quickly, but it only lasts a very small amount of time. And if you run quickly into one of these shield doors and then roll, you can just about get through to the other side. And basically, you can see if you go up through this man cannon, it blocks you, so you can't go through. And if you come over to this side, you can see there's a teleporter there, completely covered with explosives. So I've got to try and unblock that teleporter somehow. This is the other end of the teleporter, see I can't get through, it's blocked. So you've probably already worked out what it is. I've kind of told you everything you need to know. You basically got to roll into the trip mine, goes over the man cannon and unblocks the teleporter. Let's give it a go, see if I can get it first go. Oh, it's looking good. And there's the explosion. 2 puzzles down already. We're making very good progress. So I spent a bit more time trying to make them look nicer. I don't know if I added those rocks in, but a bit earlier I added those rocks in, and there's also just some crates and some cones, just so everything doesn't look like big bare areas. Everything looks kind of nicer anyway. This will take you through to this next area. If you jump, you can see there's a soccer ball over there, or a football as I will call it. And you're basically trying to bounce grenades off these areas to try and unblock it. But it's all kind of built to be awkward to get it there. There's a lot of awkward angles making it so you almost get it there, but you just about can't. But the trouble with that is most people will knock down the ball, go back through the teleporter, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm back here. It hasn't actually helped them. That ball getting knocked down doesn't block a teleporter so you can go through. And so what you've actually got to do is you've got to go through this teleporter and then walk backwards to get to the next area. And I'm basically trying to get up through that gap there. And I need to use the football in order to be able to do that. So let's see if I can... I think I've got to bounce it about there is where I do it. Almost. No, try the other side. It's good. Let's go. And then you've got to be quick, so it does respawn quite quickly. Oh, I just heard it land. There it goes, rolling down into the exact right position. Or maybe give it a little bit of help. That's basically where it's fallen down from. Rolled down this ramp, hit these rocks, and landed right here. And it's just a pretty easy crouch jump up to this next area. Everything looks so much nicer in Forge here. Having Forge World, having trees and rocks and stuff rather than just caves and inside rooms. It makes it look so much nicer. That is kind of a red herring, because I don't actually need it now. I built it in this area with a window and a fin thing there, just so people would think they got to go there, but they don't. That's actually for later on. I'm trying to get through that teleporter, but if you look, surprise, surprise, as is every teleporter in my maze, it is of course blocked. So I can't go through there. So annoying that it doesn't actually tell you that teleporters are blocked in this game. I mean, I know most people will be able to assume that they're blocked anyway, but it would be nice if the game did tell me. There's no reason to go up here, but a lot of people do because they're looking for stuff to do. Here's the other end of the teleporter with a fusion coil on it. Nothing completely original, but the way you unblock it is. I know they're going to have a grenade launcher because I picked it up there. And of course, as this was when Halo Reach first came out, the grenade launcher was totally new, so I wanted to puzzle with that. And I wanted to use the delay feature, the fact that you can fire the gun and it doesn't blow up straight away. And there's actually two ways of solving this puzzle. One is by knocking that fusion coil off without it blowing up. Because if you see, if I blow up the fusion coil, it's going to be quite difficult to do, it respawns instantly. Like literally, the second it blows up, it respawns. And so if the teleport is over there, even if I do unblock it, like it's going to blow up, then by the time I get over there, it's going to be long respawned. So the challenge is to try and plant a grenade launcher onto the platform so that it will blow up as I jump through the teleporter. And you just got to throw one directly up. It doesn't always work. Well, it does always work if you get it right, but you can either do it by just waiting to get it exactly on, or if you count the time it takes to get near it, you can just do it with time. So yeah, oh, I didn't quite get it. But yeah, that's basically what we're going to do. But you can just knock the fusion coil off, and as long as it doesn't blow up, you should be okay. So I'm going to try and get the timing right here. Try and jump through the teleporter the second I blow it up. Go. There we go. And the way I got that timing right is if you see on the gun, you can see the timer. See it says 15, 14. That's saying how far away and close it is. I basically waited for the number to stop counting, so I know it stayed still, so I went and jumped through. This next section is a bit of a puzzle platform section. I've got to use the fusion coil, once again using the same objects in multiple ways, to get up on top of here. No, I'm not going to do it. This normally takes a while, because I'm not very good at platforming, but on my practice go, I did that first go, so I'm a bit annoyed I didn't do it while I'm filming. Not even a second go. While trying to work this out, sometimes they give up and have a look around and they see there's actually a little bit sticking out that tree there. But once you're up the top, that's quite hidden. So that will come in handy in a second. There we go. Jump up the rocks. You can get onto that platform up here and go and stand in the door. That's if you want to go back to that side, or you just want to annoy people who are still trying to solve the puzzle by showing off what where you can go. See if I can land onto the tree. It's quite difficult just because you can't see. And then onto these small rocks. Being able to put objects into each other makes stuff so much easier on this as well. Like Forge World is. It's probably the thing I like most about Halo Reach, to be honest. In terms of just gameplay, I do prefer Halo 3. But I play Halo Reach more just because I'm kind of bored of Halo 3. I've had about 8,000 games I've played, and yeah, it's just too much. It's just too boring now. Even though I do prefer it, it's just because Halo Reach is the new one, I'm kind of playing this more. And this is once again, I'm trying to use the new features, these shield doors. It kind of bounces you along, you kind of keep bouncing up and down. And if you go across really quickly, you just fall off the end. But if you go slowly, the one underneath is kind of sticking out a bit more, and so you can use that to try and propel you up to that top area. Let's have another go. There we go. And this is that room that we saw earlier on, the one I was saying was kind of a red herring. and you basically go through this teleporter. And this is one of my favourite parts of the mazes. It's not properly a puzzle, it's just something to scare people. This teleporter can either take you to this side and that side. And so if you're doing it with a group of people, they normally get a few on this side, a few on that side, and they're kind of just looking at each other on either side of this kill ball. And they know if they're going to touch the kill ball, they're going to die. And so they're trying to look for gun turrets through wall, and they're just all scared. And then you actually just got to walk through. Because I've made it so you can't die, you can just walk around inside the kill ball, leaving a trail of blood. And then you've got to actually jump up onto the shiny section and up to the next bit. And that's all you've got to do. It's just kind of face your fear section. I see there's 2 of these shield barriers or whatever they're called. And you destroy them. Use whatever you want. But if you go up, you see that there's a grav lift which knocks you back down. And you can't stay up there because it will just knock you back down. You can try and get around, but it's kind of difficult. So what you've got to do is you've got to get your timing right. You've got to destroy these, and then you've got to go over the man cannon, and so that when that grav lift tries to push you back, the shield doors will protect you. So if I get it, yeah, there we go. And so then you can slowly edge your way around, which you couldn't do without the shield doors, and get to the sniper section of the maze. And this is a pretty simple one, but it's a bit of a bigger scale than we've seen in other maps. See, there's a mongoose up there, which you jump and you can see it. Try and get a shot on it. Yeah, that will land on a man cannon, so you can hear, and it will fly over, and it should land directly in front of me so I can get through the wall. Oh, has it? It doesn't always work, I'll be honest. I'd say it works probably 80% of the time. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter, because it will respawn in about 20 seconds. But I'm going to skip that 20 seconds so you can hear it back straight away. See it back. Okay, the mongoose has respawned again, so hopefully it will work this time. Hopefully it will live up to my saying 80% of the time. It's not completely random, it depends where you shoot the mongoose, but I can't remember the exact position that you want to get it. Oh, you can see it. Oh, where's it gone? Come on! I'm flipping it. There we go. There are 2 grav lifts here that kind of push it towards the wall, which means that unless it lands in this very middle section, then it will get pushed to the wall. The reason why there isn't another one here is because once you get through, you kind of need to get out. It probably would have made more sense to maybe a ramp going up so you could just jump over them, but oh well. Not too late to change it now. Well, it's not too late, I just can't be bothered now. Seems like an old maze. I'm going to probably make a new one quite soon anyway. This was me kind of just practicing Forge a little bit. It was supposed to be a bit more elegant than this, but I basically ran out of money. It was supposed to be a bit of a labyrinth of tunnels, but it ended up sort of just an eternal loop. I kind of wanted people to go through this whole area and then just come out on the section that they were, but it wasn't long enough, and so you basically just got to go through the wall here. And through that teleporter is the end of the maze. But quickly first, I'm going to show you another little sneaky bonus bit that I put in. See, we've got another dice. This is just outside that kill ball area. And a warthog. Just so people can, if they find out about it, can have a little bit of a break and just drive over some ramps for a little bit. It's kind of like a little mini fun room before the proper fun room. And then to get back up, there's just a few ramps. Oh, nearly fell off. It kind of, yeah, I was really running out of money at this point, so I was trying to have everything as cheap as possible. That's where the mongoose is. Take that, mongoose. That's how it flies across. Hitting off the ceiling elegantly. Elegantly. Yeah, it's kind of a bit of a rubbish fun room, so I don't have much money. It's just sort of a few guns, a rocket launcher, some vehicles, and one small ramp. Oh, wrong. Still getting used to the controls. Woohoo! How terribly exciting. But the good thing about having it in Forge World is one little fusion core. That's kind of pathetic. Good thing about Forge World is that once you get to the end, if there's a flying vehicle, you can basically fly around the entire map and you can see the areas. Like that's the cave that we were in earlier, and that's where we first started off on this tunnel bit here. And anyway, that brings me to the end of this. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see any of my other Forge creations. I've done some multiplayer maps and some maps which are just to look at. I built a swimming pool and some other random stuff. So let me know if you would be interested at all in seeing that. But for now, cheers for watching, and I'll see you later.